And we are live. What's going on, Zach?
Nothing much, man.
Got a nice 6-gamer on tap today. Hopefully, we have a 6-gamer. We never know nowadays after last night's debacle.
Never know.
Yeah, at least both sides did the right thing. But yeah, so.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do. With games getting postponed when there's other games to pick from, obviously you can make changes. That's why both slates have late swap, too. But you can't switch to anything when you get a notification 2 minutes before the game and when there's no other games. So.
Right. Literally no.
Helped us out a lot on Draftkings, FanDuel, just paid back out, so it's fun.
Yeah, it was a wash. DraftKings, we smoked. Second night in a row.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit better if we got fourth quarter run from John Wall and Baisley, and if Anthony Edwards didn't get 18 points in the first half and then get like 6 or 4 in the second half. So.
Yeah, feels. All right, man. Well, let's give everybody a second to get in here. See what we got. Give them another minute or two. Yeah, it was a pretty good night, though.
Yeah, it was a great night.
Man, NCAA football is coming out with new games. It's awesome.
I saw that, dude. That's gonna be awesome. I want to buy that shit.
Me too. Shit was fun.
It was so much fun. Any games at 6? Yeah. I think Detroit and Utah is gonna play. Detroit just stayed in Denver for additional testing, and we haven't heard anything about from the Denver side. So Denver's the one that I'm worried about, either having an inconclusive test or someone having it.
Yeah, for sure. What's up, Natural?
You on the news? Watch out for Denver news.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I think we can go ahead and keep going. If they missed the beginning, they can watch the replay on YouTube.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get going. This is probably not going to be too long of a podcast today. We'll get in, get out, not waste your time. All right, man. First game, you got the Raptors taking on the Magic. Raptors are 6-point favorites. Over under is 215.
Yeah. DraftKings, Vucevic's price has come down a lot from, he was like, in the 9Ks. He's 8,200 now.
Wow.
I expect him to be kind of chalky tonight. This is a good matchup for him. Aaron Baines isn't going to stop him. Boucher's not going to stop him. He may, get some blocks and stuff like that. But I mean, no one on this team is going to be able to guard Vucevic. So I really do like him. Pascal Siakam, Van Vliet, and Lowry, like I say every single time, they're kind of like the same person. I don't know which one's going to pop off on any given night. Like the other night, I think it was like Fred Van Vliet took a backseat to Lowry, and then Lowry and Siakam did well. It's one or two every single night's going to have a good game. One's going to have a bad game. So pick and choose. I don't hate getting to any one of the three. In cash, in GPPs, I don't care. You can play at maximum 2. Never play all 3 of them. But I don't mind getting to them in cash or GPPs. This is a good matchup. Evan Fournier's way too expensive. Good, we know. Okay, so yeah, Aaron Gordon's out too. That's right. Vucevic is a smash play at 8,200. So let me just rewind to that real quick. Probably gonna just play Nikola Vucevic on the 6-game slate with no Aaron Gordon. Terrence Ross at 5,300. This is a good matchup for him. He really dudded the last game. Like I really liked him on FanDuel at 5,100. He's got to take on some more scoring role now that Aaron Gordon's out. So I do like that side of things. If we don't get any good value, I mean, Chris Boucher's really getting down to where you're going to be able to start taking some shots on him. 4,900, like that was in the 7Ks and we were playing him. So again, if he gets more than 20 minutes in a game, the dude's going to demolish his price tag. So you can take GPP shots on him. Aaron Baines, you can play at 4,300. He's getting a lot of minutes now. Really, besides that, I think you can take some shots on James Ennis at 3,400. Eventually, he's going to play full minutes. Gary Clark at 3,300. DeAndre Bembry at 3,300. Like all these people you can play, and they're not gonna kill you. They're gonna get anywhere from like 10 to 20 points. So
Yeah, an MME. Norman Powell's questionable. He's probably going to be out if I had to guess. So Terrence Davis stepping in again.
He's 4K though. I don't really care about that.
He is 4K, and he's point guard. I think he's point guard. Let me see.
He's 4K on DraftKings. I don't know what he is on FanDuel.
Shooting guard on FanDuel, he's 3,800. So, yeah.
3,800, not too bad. But still, nah.
Terrence Ross is 4,700 on FanDuel.
Yeah, that's a really good play.
And Vooch is 88.
Still a good play.
Yep. Lowry, they bumped back up to 75 where he should be.
As they should. Yep.
And, yeah, that's really about it. So, you got anything else? All right, cool. Let's move on here. We have the Clippers taking on the Nets. The Clippers are favored by 1.5, and the over/under is a hefty total of 241.5.
This is the game that you want to have pieces of Kawhi and Paul George. This is it. I love Kawhi. No 9,200 is a perfect price for Kawhi. This is his patented. He's going to get you 60 or 70 night. This is it. He has steal upside. He has block upside in this matchup. He has every defensive stat upside. He has triple-double upside. Target Brooklyn the rest of the year. If a team is good and can keep up with them, target Brooklyn the entire year. They're not going to play defense. KD is a good defender. Yes, he is. But, Kawhi's matchup proof. Paul George is matchup proof. And Paul George is a good defender, so I'm not a huge fan of Harden. If I'm going to pick one person from the or if I'm going to pick, it's really two. Harden's the one I don't like. Of the big three from the Nets, it's Kyrie and KD tonight. Because I think Paul George is going to be on Harden more often than not. And then also, Kawhi is going to guard KD more often than not. So Kyrie's kind of this person that gets the Reggie Jackson defense and whatever else they got. So I like Kyrie the most of the big three. But Kawhi is a person I want to get to a lot tonight. I don't mind Paul George as well, obviously, but I like Kawhi the most.
Yeah, Paul George is like $1,000 cheaper than Kawhi on FanDuel.
Okay, well then that's different. Then I like Paul George better. They're like a $300 difference on DraftKings. Yeah, Paul George 8,400 and Kawhi is 96. Yeah, it's Paul George all fucking day on FanDuel.
Yeah,
all day.
That's too cheap.
I think you've got to have one of those two tonight. I think they're both going to do really well. I just prefer, if I'm only going $300 more on DraftKings, I'd just rather go to Kawhi. On FanDuel, when it's a $1,200 difference, I like Paul George.
Yeah, for sure.
The rest of these pieces of this game, I don't mind Reggie Jackson, but remember he's got to compete with usage with the starting group. He is 5,100 on DraftKings. What is he on FanDuel?
55 point guard.
I like it a little bit less, but 5,100 on DraftKings is pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
This is also okay. It's a terrible matchup. Like I said, I've said this all year with not wanting to target Ibaka and Zubac. I'm just saying you could play DeAndre Jordan. He's 4,900, and this is a matchup where he could play more minutes, just because it's a competitive matchup against a good team. We've seen him in competitive against a good team. Against Milwaukee, he played 38 minutes. And then they played Cleveland, Miami without Jimmy Butler, Atlanta, OKC, Washington, and he's played like 20 minutes. I'm just saying you could see the 30-plus minute game from DeAndre Jordan tonight. It's only going to be in competitive games where they want to see how they match up with other good teams. That's the only time I think you're going to see big minutes from DeAndre Jordan the whole year. So GPP-wise, you can take shots on him. The rest of this game, they're all like other just weird pieces that you don't really need to go to.
No Jeff Green at 5,100.
Not with the big three all there, and again, it's a tough matchup. I'd rather go to DeAndre Jordan around the same price tag on DraftKings. Jeff Green's 5,400, and remember Jeff Green 5,100. Take out the Washington game. That was a revenge game for him. Take out that, and remember that was with no Harden. So with no Harden, more usage, more everything. He's gonna be able to get just a little bit more of everything. Besides that, he's paid off that price tag one time, and it was against OKC. So Nah, not for me.
Okay, so it's Kawhi, PG on DraftKings, and then it's PG, Kawhi. And what about on the Brooklyn
On
side?
Fan.
Yeah, for
It's
FanDuel.
Kyrie, then KD, and then fade Harden, and then you can play DeAndre Jordan in GPPs.
Cool. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add from this game, so we can probably go ahead and move on. All right. Up next, we've got the Grizzlies taking on the Pacers. Pacers are favored by 5. Over under is 223.
Yeah. So bonus 8,700 on DraftKings looks really good. We're gonna be paying up for Kawhi, Vucevic, Kyrie, Paul George, all these other people that are in better spots. Bonus is in a good spot. This is a good matchup for him. Same thing with Brogdon at under 8K is good. The rest of this though is kind of just like, man, I don't want to play anyone, with the exception of Ja Morant occasionally. From Memphis, they're just giving all their people like 25 minutes. Like, okay, like who cares? Like Kyle Anderson played really good in his 26 minutes, but he's just getting 26 minutes. I'm not gonna pay 5,700 for him. Jeremy Lamb's not bad at 5,400. If that was like your last piece. The rest is everyone else is still priced up that like some people are out or something. So
yeah, Jeremy Lamb's getting 30
just
minutes now.
Yeah, Jeremy Lamb is like he's the best price of this entire game, and then next is Sabonis, and then probably Brogdon, and then Ja Morant, and then Kyle Anderson. But really, this game besides Sabonis and Lamb, I don't want anything of.
Yeah, I don't mind D'Anthony Melton. He's been coming on as of late, and they're giving him more run. He's only playing 32 then 26 minutes, but he's dropped 35 and 39 in the last few games on FanDuel.
San Antonio is a much better matchup though than Indiana, and I don't want to pay a premium for him in a new matchup that I don't know how they're going to use him. I hate this Memphis team. I hate every bit of it.
Yep. Sabonis is 91 on FanDuel.
Really good price tag.
Ja at 78.
Bad price tag.
Yeah. Trying to see anything else. You got Gorgeous Dong at 53.
Really bad price tag.
That's really about it. I don't really like this game, honestly.
Nope, hate it. Don't want any pieces of it.
Yeah. Brogdon's priced where he should be. Everyone's pretty much priced where they should be.
Yeah.
So, cool. All right, let's move on. Don't need to waste any more time.
No, it's a bad game.
All right, let's move on to the other big game on the slate.
Yep.
We've got the Trailblazers taking on the Wizards. Wizards are favored 2.5, and the over/under is 240.5. All
right, so don't be expecting the 70-point game from Westbrook again. This was him wanting to play against KD. This is a Brooklyn team that doesn't play defense, but the Portland Trailblazers also don't play too much defense. So Westbrook at 9,100 on DraftKings, I expect him to be kind of popular. He's up there with the people that want to pay up for in Vooch and Kawhi. But having those three is going to kind of limit the rest of your lineup, so we're going to have to find some value. Lillard at 10.7 is just too expensive for me. Beal at 9.9 is right where he should be. And then the rest of this game is just like, I think Rui Hachimura is fine. This is a really good matchup for him. But it's more of a GPP play. He's playing 30 minutes or right at it. He just played 29. He's going to probably push above 30 today. I would imagine see him playing 32. But Covington, Bertans, Carmelo Anthony, Derrick Jones Jr. is questionable. He didn't play last night, so look at the last night's rotations if you're wanting to see what they're going to do with him. Anthony Simons is getting minutes and then doing stuff with him, then not doing stuff, blah blah, whatever. He wouldn't be a bad filler play at all. I don't mind him. Rodney Hood's not starting and really not playing much minutes anymore. So if Derrick Jones Jr. is out again, Anthony Simmons is who I like from Portland, and then I really just like Westbrook from Washington.
Yeah, Simons is 3,800 on FanDuel. Pretty good price tag.
Who?
You're talking about Anthony Simons, right?
Yeah. Is he shooting guard, point guard? Point guard, okay.
Yeah, don't mind that.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's really all I like from this game. I will say, we'll say this. Anthony Simons, or God, Nasir Little And actually, Derrick Jones Jr. is out. I already saw that earlier. But Nasir Little is questionable with his knee. The dude absolutely detonated last night. But remember, this was a blowout. He, played double minutes than what he did the game before against Chicago. He was playing against backups. Do not play Nasir Little if he starts still. If he's out, I like Carmelo Anthony a little bit. But we already know Derrick Jones Jr. is out. I just forgot to mention that. So I do like Anthony Simons. I like Carmelo Anthony if Nasir Little's out, and I like Westbrook.
So you don't like Nasir even if he's in and starting?
No. Well, there's no reason. That is a pure chase spot. The game before, he shot one time, okay, made one basket and had some other stats and had no fouls and played 14 minutes in a competitive game against Chicago. He now doubles his minutes in a blowout against Milwaukee where he's playing against backups and he shoots 18 times and makes 11 of them. No, thank you.
Yeah, majority of his minutes in the blowout scenario?
That is a pure chase spot.
Were most of his minutes in the blowout?
I can look. Give me 2 seconds.
I'll be interested to see. If they were, I totally agree with you. I just think he's, what is he, second year in the league? I just think that they wanted to see what they got in him.
So, with the starters, he did score 10 in the first quarter, scored 8 in the second quarter. He played the whole fourth quarter. So he got all of his minutes. He dominated usage with the backups. It was him. It was C.J. Ellaby. It was Anthony Simons. It was Keljin Blevins.
I don't even know half the
And it was Harry Giles III on the court with him. So Anthony Simons and Nasir Little took all the usage.
Sure. I'm just saying he's 3,500, man. I think you could do a lot worse.
I bet he's going to be chalky.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to be chalky. For sure.
He's second.
Man, even if he gets 25 minutes, he doesn't even need that much to pay off.
I hate it. Yeah, it's a 6-game slate. I hate it though.
To get in all these studs, you're probably gonna have to get. You need some value here because we don't have much of it yet.
The more I'm looking into it, he's a fine play. I really hate it.
Yeah, it's thin.
Remember, he's questionable. He's questionable. He may not even fucking play. So
for sure,
just be on the lookout for that. I take back what I was saying. He's a fine play. I fucking hate him, but I'll probably end up playing him if he's in because he is cheap enough and he lets me other stuff. And that would have happened regardless of us talking about it right here. Eventually, would have been like, well, I need something. I'll play Nasir Little. He's still trash though. Just remember, he is trash. But if he gets us 8 points at 90% ownership, fine. That's whatever. There. Besides that, just watch for news on Nasir Little in that game.
Cool. Do you have anything else in this game? I'm trying to look and see. And Rocco is back. He's 4,900.
What's Dame's price tag on FanDuel?
Whose?
I was gonna say what's Dame's price tag on FanDuel? It's 10-2. There's just better plays.
Yeah, 10-2, and Westy's right at 10. Kyrie's 95. Yep. So I think we're good to move on, man. It's just not a whole lot there yet. And I think news will change, and it's one of the better games to target. It's the second highest total on the slate.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We've got the Celtics taking on the Warriors. Celtics are favored 2.5 points, and the over/under is 226.5.
Yeah, Kemba Walker's 5,700 on FanDuel, so that's a pretty good price tag. This is a good matchup for him. I expect him to play 28 minutes-ish in a competitive game, so he may push 30 in a competitive game, but 5,700 is pretty cheap for him. You can definitely go there. I don't mind Curry on there either. Hate him at 8,600 on DraftKings. Looks pretty good too. He's been playing full minutes, and this is a dream matchup for him. So 8,600 isn't bad at all. Jaylen Brown's still priced up, so no.
Curry's
James
not bad
Wiseman
at 94.
Out. Okay, that's why people were talking about Kevon Looney. James Wiseman is out. That's the difference. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to miss a little bit of time.
On Looney at 3,400 with James Wiseman out is a good play. Me and you were talking about this before the pod, and I was like, why the fuck are people on Looney? Wiseman is out. That changes things. And Draymond Green is questionable. So Kevon Looney is
trash.
because Chris. Well, yeah, he's trash. But I was saying he's the only pure actual center for Golden State left. It's a terrible matchup for him. But the thing is, they don't have Wiseman. They don't have Marquise Chris, so he's the only center. I expect him to play 28 minutes, and he's just gonna do really good at that price tag. So he is a much better value play than the Sear Little, but you could definitely play both of them on the slate too. I mean, shit. The other day I played Yuta Watanabe. You just gotta find the right value.
Yeah, and what makes sense. And Kevon Looney is 3,900 on FanDuel, but he's center only, so it's probably gonna be opportunity cost.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah,
I'd have to look. I mean, he's definitely in the conversation
for sure.
Because I believe he can get you 25 fantasy points. Do I expect him to get a lot more than that? I don't know. And then also you're fading the Vucevic's, the Cantor in a great matchup. Let's see. Even Aaron Baines, Vucevic, Aaron Baines, you're fading Gobert. You're fading. I don't want Plumlee, but I mean, obviously, I'm just saying, it's pretty much going to be between Vucevic, Looney. It's probably going to be you're choosing between those two in cash.
Yeah. Don't hate it.
Nope.
Oubre still has a good price tag on FanDuel. He's 5,500. I like that.
That is good.
Who do you think? It's just a Russian roulette here, but who do you think is really going to run the 5 for Boston? I would think it's going to be Tice, but
Tyson Thompson.
But you know that Williams has been really outplaying Tristan Thompson for his role, and he's been getting more minutes.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know. So I don't want to play Tristan Thompson or anything like that. Tristan Thompson's been bad, but
Super bad.
Tice, look at his recent games, the 20s, then played 24 against Cleveland, blew up 28 against Chicago, then played 12 with foul trouble against San Antonio, and then played 35. Do we get him in this is a really good matchup for him, but he's 5K. He's a good play because he's power forward eligible on DraftKings. Is he power forward or center on FanDuel?
He is power forward, 4,500.
So yeah. Oh, 4,500 for Tice. So yeah, I like Tice on FanDuel. He's a much better play than he has on DraftKings, just because he's power forward eligible. That's why he's in the conversation. Because 4,500, he should be able to destroy that price tag in this how the offense is working right now. So I do like that. But really, for me on DraftKings, it's you can take shots at Curry and Tatum, and then I want to say you can take shots on Wiggins, but I don't think this is the matchup that I want to play him. So it's really Curry, Tatum shots, and then you can play Tice and then Looney. Looney's a cash game lock. Don't overlook that.
On DraftKings.
I'd be over the weight. On DraftKings. I would be over the weight overweight for the field on him on EK as well. If he's 70% owned, I'd be 90 or 100 or whatever.
Yeah,
and actually, he's not 100% play, but I'd be over the field.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if Dre's probable on my screen.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
he is. He's probable.
DraftKings doesn't have a P. DraftKings doesn't put the P there. They put a Q for everybody. So.
Yeah. So he's gonna play. All right. So that was my next question.
Yeah, he'll play. He'll play.
Yeah, I really like Kemba, man. 5,700 on FanDuel. That is free.
Pretty good price tag.
That is free.
Good matchup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Curry doesn't play defense. None of them do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. I like this game. For sure. I always like Wiggins. Wiggins always in play. Oubre he had 2 really good games. Looking through his game logs here. Yeah, he went on a hot streak there for a minute, fell down to earth, scored 12 points, and then shot back up to 28. So yeah, I just always prefer Wiggins over Oubre, but there's also a $1,000 price difference.
Totally off topic, but
yeah.
Joe Burrow just tweeted, "All I ever wanted was to be on the cover of this game, and as soon as I graduate, they bring it back." And he retweeted the EA Sports thing. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Maybe they'll do him a solid.
What?
Maybe they'll do him a solid. Put him on. There.
They could do some kind of special edition with him on it, and other people from the
Trevor.
here from like recent years. Trevor would probably be on the cover of it for the base game, but like how they're doing these special editions, like with Madden and like the Kobe edition for NBA 2K and like all this other stuff, they could do the Joe Burrow edition, this edition, the Kyler Murray, like the recent Heisman winners at least, something like that they could easily do. And actually, it could be Devontae Smith be on the cover too, because he was the Heisman winner, not Trevor Lawrence. So I don't know.
Maybe. All right, let's get through this last game, man.
One of those two.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Detroit, Utah.
Yeah, we've got the Pistons taking on the Jazz. Jazz are favored a hefty 12 points, and over/under is 217.5.
Okay, so the Pistons are technically on a back-to-back, but they didn't play last night. They didn't have to travel that far. They were already in Denver. They're just going to Utah. It's just this is Salt Lake City. That's probably like a 15-minute plane ride. So, or if they took a bus, it's probably like an hour. And actually, it's probably like a couple hours. They probably just flew and it was like 15, 30 minutes. But you know what I'm saying. So the prices on Utah are really stupid on DraftKings. Donovan Mitchell at 7,600, Rudy Gobert at 7,200. Rudy Gobert, that's a dumb price tag for him against the Pistons. Jeremy Grant at 7K is wrong, even though he's been really bad here recently. And I don't expect this matchup to be any better for him, but Rudy Gobert at 7,200, like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, cool. He had a bad game against Dallas, where he had 5 fouls, and he still got you 35 points because he only played 25 minutes. And then he had a bad game against Jokic. Cool. I'd expect him to have a bad game against Jokic. That's fine. 7,200? Come on. No one's going to space the floor like Jokic is and make him pull out from underneath the basket. So I like Gobert a lot. From the rest of this game, it's gonna be nobody. So, it's Gobert and Donovan Mitchell for me on DraftKings, and that's about it.
Yeah,
and
Gobert is 91 on FanDuel. He's priced up a bit.
Who's 91 on FanDuel?
Gobert.
Oh, yeah, that's not. Don't play him on FanDuel.
Yeah. Derrick Rose minutes he's just not getting there. They're talking about trading him anyways. I'm off.
Yeah, I expected him to be bought out at some point.
DeLon Wright's 5,300. That's a middling play.
I think
it's not bad.
I think you can take shots on Derrick Rose at 4,500 though. EPPs.
I don't mind Wayne Ellington at 4,300, honestly.
Wayne Ellington at 4,300 is good. He's 5K on DraftKings, and that's a no-go. 4,300 is fine.
Yep.
Never thought I'd say in the year now 2021 that I'd say Wayne Ellington's a fine play at 4,300.
It's crazy.
You tell me Wayne Ellington at 3K starting back, he's a terrible play. So he's shooting well. He's filling that decent role, but I mean I don't love him. Look at just last game against Golden State. He went over 6 and scored you 6 points. He can definitely do that, but the games before that, when he's shooting well, he's gonna get you 25 points. When he's shooting poorly, he's gonna stop shooting and not do anything. So, yeah, but not a bad play though.
Yeah, I'm off Blake Griffin at 5,300. He's just just not doing it.
53 is getting there. I
like seeing below 5.
Yeah, below 5 is when we're really gonna have to start having a conversation. We're like, okay, do you just take the bullet of him getting to you 10 points for the upside?
Because he can't.
Or do you? It's funny now because his blow up games used to be 60 points. Now his blow up games is like 38.
Yep.
So at 4K, at least you can have almost 10x upside. Right now, you have no upside in price. No real upside. So
yeah.
Tough.
Man, how the mighty have fallen with Jeremy Grant. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's really slowed down.
6,800, man, on FanDuel.
Wait, what?
He's 6,800.
Dude, I thought you said 5,800. I was like, well, we got to play fucking Jeremy Grant, don't we?
Yeah. No.
Okay, yeah, 6,800. Yeah, I mean, he's 7K on DraftKings. I don't mind him. You can play him. It's a tough matchup, though.
Super.
I'm really hoping that he doesn't do well tonight, and that whenever Detroit's next game is, if it's a good matchup, that he's still cheap, and then he'll be chalk. So, or hopefully he won't. Hopefully he won't be chalk because people just game log watch and then not realize that he's had terrible matchups here recently, and that he can we can snag him.
Do you think this game actually stays competitive with the 12-point spread?
I mean, Vegas obviously doesn't, but I mean, okay, we're still talking. Okay, 12 points. If we think Vegas is correct, like they most of the time are, especially when you want to bet on the game. If you're not betting on the game, then they're like way off. But if you're betting on the game, it's going to be 12 points or 13 or 11. You know, it's going to be right there. So if we just take into account the actual spread, 12 points keeps everyone playing until like the 2-minute mark.
Agree.
Teams aren't like if you're within 10 points, no one's pulling people until about 2 minutes. Even if that, some teams will keep going. Like the fucking Warriors the other day were trying to lose me money because they were like hardcore going with 30 seconds left when they were down like 11. So, I don't expect Jeremy Grant to get that kind of run or a lot of these Pistons because Dwayne Casey's just playing everybody because he's getting everybody minutes because he knows he has a bad team. But if the game is within like 10 to 15 points, I see it everyone playing until at least a couple minutes left in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, Utah's set up perfectly to blow out Detroit. Obviously, every team is, except for a handful.
Yeah, they're due for a bounce back too. They just got embarrassed by the Nuggets and Jokic, so I think they're.
I mean, you could say the same thing for Detroit. They just got embarrassed by Golden State after beating the Lakers. So, I mean,
yeah, I guess
if Jeremy Grant gets full minutes, he could really do really good at his price tag. So it's really Gobert for me on DraftKings. You can take shots with Donovan Mitchell because he's too cheap, and then you can play Jeremy Grant, and that's about it. And then obviously you can take shots on people like Derrick Rose and whatever else.
FanDuel Donovan Mitchell is 78. Don't
play it.
You think it's too high?
I don't think it's too high, but I bet it's like Paul George is there. And then like there's other decent shooting guards. So I'm good.
Yeah, I mean for sure I'm going Paul George over Mitchell.
Oh god, it's not even close.
Yeah, I mean you're also talking $600 price difference, but
I don't care. That's not even close though.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Agree.
Like Paul George is in a different fucking planet than Mitchell is in this matchup.
Yeah, I don't really like much from this game either. It's really focusing on those two high totals. That's what I really want to hit, for sure. Any other thoughts? I mean, we're done. Any other like overall macro thoughts on the slate?
I'm just looking. So if you play Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and Vucevic on DraftKings with Kevon Looney, still have 5,025 left over. So I mean, if you add in like Nasir Little with that, that leaves you with 56-66, and then let's see. I think I'd add in. Oh, Reggie's point guard only. Bummer. I mean, yeah, there's plenty that you can do, with these builds. So tonight's not gonna be hard to build whatever you want to.
You prefer Lillard or Westbrook for point guard?
On FanDuel?
Yep.
Lillard.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I mean, you can play Paul George, Lillard, Vooch. You still got a shitload left with Nasir Little. So.
Yeah, just remember, like, I like Westbrook more on DraftKings because he's $1,600 less than Lillard. He's $200 less
and
than
all the bonuses.
Lillard on FanDuel. Yeah, and you get like. I'm thinking that Lillard's just going to score 40 points, like real life points, and then get me some assists and rebounds and stuff and get me to 50, 55, 60. Russell Westbrook, he's going to get turnovers, and he doesn't get double-double and triple-double bonuses on FanDuel, so it hurts him. If he was 9,500 compared to Lillard, that's a different. I would like Westbrook better, but when they're separated by $200, I'd rather just have pure scoring from Lillard.
Yep.
As I know, Westbrook scored a ton the other game. Again, that was against KD. I don't take a lot of that into account.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, yeah, you can go Lillard and Kyrie, Paul George, Vooch, and still have a pretty good build left.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to get whatever you want tonight, most likely.
Yeah, definitely not a bad slate. I like it. Let's see if we got any questions.
You haven't looked at the chat screen. Harden, yeah, Shanebo. I was talking about that earlier. I think Paul George can be guarding him a lot. I really respect Paul George's defense. I think that KD's matchup proof. I mean, Harden's matchup proof too, but I mean, Paul George and Kawhi are pretty good defenders. I think the best piece from Brooklyn, if you wanted to run it back, is Kyrie.
Yeah, I agree.
So that answers your question. I didn't see the question right before. That was who would you take out of the big three? It's Kyrie. It's Kyrie, then KD, then Harden. Kyrie and KD are close. But remember, Kyrie's like $1,400 cheaper than KD. So
yeah, KD's 11-2 on FanDuel, man, and Kyrie is 95.
Yeah, I mean, even there, it's still Kyrie. But I'm saying like Kyrie's 8,800 on DraftKings and Kevin Durant's 10-1. So it's just Kyrie.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, James Harden's 10-9 on DraftKings. Who's spending that? Not me. So, like, Harden's the most expensive person on the slate. So he's gonna get some ownership just for saying that.
Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people tend to go with the highest priced people because they believe that they're safe. It's not always the case.
I put that in our chat, our paid Discord too.
Yep. Hence Giannis last night.
Wait, what?
Giannis.
What about him?
He didn't score that well, and he was like 11.
No, he scored 30, scored 33. He was 70% owned in DraftKings cash.
Yeah, exactly. Blowout. Just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're safe. That's for sure.
Nope. Again, I said I think. I know I played Cantor and Lillard on FanDuel just because they fit my build the best, and like Lillard's always a good play. I know, and I said it on the podcast. I was like, I think Milwaukee comes out and beats the brakes out of them. I was like, you think you see a Damian Lillard tired game, and like obviously he didn't play the fourth quarters and stuff. But I mean, like at some point he slows down. So there it was. But this is a perfect matchup for him, only playing 27 minutes again last night. So I do like Lillard more on FanDuel, and I like Westbrook more on DraftKings. So.
Yeah, I like that. All right, man. I think we're going to get out of here. We went about almost 40 minutes here, 6 gamers, so I think we're good, man. If anybody has any questions, you can drop in the Discord. It's free. You can just add us in there. And, yeah, thanks for coming in. Give us a follow if you don't mind. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.